So, title of the books can make you think. Apart from the book itself, the title can be very good. I was recently started reading a book called A Briefer History of Time, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's actually another version of the Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, and still this book is written by maybe the daughter of Stephen Hawking or some other dude called Leonard Mlodinow, and I don't know. I should get deeper. But before reading it, I thought it's better to talk about this idea that just came to my head, and I thought it's better not to lose the idea and film it before losing it. So in general, I believe we cannot change. Well, why is that? Is because after a long time studying human, I found out that we're born with some default setting. Actually, there's some genetic that we actually get from our ancestors and our mother and father, and the people that were before us. Everybody in that chain. Randomly, maybe we get some different things from different people, and it becomes us. Like the moment we're born, we have some abilities and potentials, and throughout the time we're going to find those potentials, and by the time that we become 20, 22, 24, 30, and some part even are going to be extracted in the age of 50, and even more, we're going to find ourselves, the true self of ours. The thing is that we cannot change that. The only thing that we can do is to add a bit of differences. We're born, we know that we are capable of doing something, and we like other things in our life. In the very best condition in our life, in the time that there's no pressure on us, we can act in a different way. Like the way that we thought is better to act that way. But the time the pressure comes, fear comes, and all this, difficulties are on your shoulders, you cannot be something except yourself. Because we actually get to that core of survivability. We have to survive. Because of that, we act totally instinctively, and the core of our functions are going to show themselves. So in the time of difficulties and fears and all these things, we going to be true ourselves. But the time that comes that we're so comfortable in our home, in our safe zone, and everything is just easy peasy and sweet, we can act a bit different, but not that different. And we can't really have those differences. We can't just set them as our default setting. No, we can't do that. It's going to becomes more of a customized version of ours, but it cannot become us. So, in general idea, we can't change. And why am I saying this? It's because I was thinking that, this world is more of a trial. Nature is trying to see what we can do. Because, we're born with some default setting, and in behavioral science, we actually could categorize those things, and we call them types. So they're, in general, very easy. I'm not going to talk very advanced. So the easy version of it is like we have 512 different personalities so far. We discovered that, and nature is actually trying to see that version. How can it actually conquer the difficulties in life? How can we find the way that we think we need to find? 512 different personalities. Not all of them are living on Earth, because we found that by mathematics, like we know that there should be some 512, but maybe not all of them do exist. but most of them do, and you see that, you're born, you love music, you love it deep down. You're born, you grow, you see that you love sport more than anything in the world. You love football more than anything in the world. You love basketball more than anything in the world. How can you love those things? So if you think about it, it's kind of like in your genetic, in your DNA code. And I can say in life in general, you try to find yourself. You try to find that, what am I doing? Most of us, we try to make money, and we try to just, buy some houses, cars, and having a good life, making kids, and all these things by default. We never thought that these things are compulsory. I mean, it's like we thought that we have to do them. It's just in ourselves, but it is not in ourselves, It's some sort of experiment that I think Earth is doing to us. There's some goals, initial goals, and each of us with different capabilities, the Earth is watching that how can we get into those goals? We use different paths and different channels to get to those goals, but how? So what version of human is more optimized, and what version of us is more efficient, and all these different things? The natural selection and all this theory that you might heard about it. So having said that, I'm saying that only sitting somewhere and thinking about all these things is going to just blow your mind. And now I start reading a book about time, my favorite subject. So just only thinking about a briefer history of time just made me think about the history of human being, history of mankind, that when did we start all of it, and how we got into this time. We're inventing things, we are exploring things. We do different things, but why all of it? Anyway, why? All of these things together, why? Such crazy thing. Human personalities is not that complicated anymore. Back in 20th century, it was a mystery to know somebody, but nowadays it's kind of like nothing. Somebody like me, which I call myself a human expert, I can know a person in only 5 minutes, 10 minutes talking to them. If I stay silent, not more than 30 minutes gonna cost me to know somebody deeply. And all these different versions of human beings and the goals in the world, and we're going towards them. And none of us actually asking the whys and all these things. Millions and millions of questions. I'm not here to get to any conclusion. I'm not here to answer any question. I think I'm here to only add some more questions to the world. I'm here, if you're watching my videos in any year in your life, I just want you to think about these questions. Think about yourself, to think, where are you in this universe? Where are you? and yeah, just think about the questions. You don't need to even answer them, trust me. No question in this particular subject needed to be answered. We just need more question to think about it. Thinking is just like stacking more reason to whatever that we actually observe around us. So as much as we observe more, as much as we think, we're getting stronger to be able to think more, to observe more. So answering questions and getting to conclusion is just another thing that we can save it for later. Anyway, I'm gonna get back on my reading. I want to see what do they offer in their book, and what do they talk about. It should be fun. It's Stephen Hawking with Leonard Milledino guy. Hope you be fine. Think.